Hey guys, this is WildKatt Wednesday and this is Kodiak Bear. Kodiak Bear is a healing master drum and he is a 20 inch, whereas the ones behind me on the wall are all 16 inch. We've got a few gaps because we've sold a few drums and some more are being painted quite graciously with Katt, but you can't see him. His colours are quite amazing. If I just catch him better with the light, he's got some amazing colours coming off him. He's a healing bear, and a Kodiak bear is a bear that lives on Kodiak Islands in the Alaskan Archipelago, and interestingly enough, he's one of the two largest bears in the world. He can get up to 10 foot tall and 1,600 pounds ish, and he's a big bear on comparison with a polar bear. Those are the two biggest bears, and I love this bear. I asked which drum to introduce you to tonight on WildKatt Wednesday, and this guy came up. He's got a lovely tone to him. I do physical drum circles, and I do one-to-one healing, which is about half an hour, 15 minutes of drumming, which is, trust me, enough, at £25. So if you're interested, just let me know. These prices are very cheap at the moment, because on a one-to-one you will get a healing. And it's just as I begin to introduce these drums to you before they get really popular. So tonight's subject came in earlier, and it's about my own journey, part of it, and trusting in spirit. And what do I mean by that? Well, Katt, who trains me, goes into a persona of WildKatt, which is an amazing healing energy, and that healing energy comes through her, and she doesn't need the drums. She can perform some amazing things. She knows, she's very tuned in. She knows straight away when she sees somebody what the power animals are, what they're struggling with, and she can help them by extracting or moving those energies. My job and my function when I came across her 2.5 years ago now is to take these drums out, because these drums, she paints them, and the same healing energy comes through these drums. They're a portal for her WildKatt energy, and that's why they're called the WildKatt energy, because they're a healing energy. This is a master healing drum. Not all those on the back wall are master healing. Some are retail drums. If you're drawn to one, just let me know. And a retail drum still has an amazing healing energy in it and comes through it, even if you don't play it, just sit with it or hang it on your wall. They also, the difference is a master healing drum, which this one is, and the pixie is at the back, and Nefertiti and the Eye of Horus over my shoulder. and Paolo, the Indian shaman, and Dragon and Neptune are all master healers, and there's one or two to my right as well, and Buffalo above them is master healer. But he's also a protector. He protects my home and my family and me when I'm out doing this work. So what I want to talk about is trusting in that. So when Katt began to teach me this, she sort of said she'll paint me a drum. She then taught me how to journey with core shamanic practices, the difference between upper world, physical world, lower world, and she taught me how to go into an altered state of consciousness. And over a period of time, we had a crash course. I was going to it every week at one time for nearly 6-7 months, and I was taking guinea pigs with me, volunteers that were looking for a healing, and there was some amazing things happened, and I was taken on a ride with spirit on 1 or 2 occasions. They would show me various different energies to sort of make me aware of what it's all about, and I'm learning to trust into that energy more and more and more and more. And what's that relevance to you? Well, apart from how I can help you with soul retrievals, past life, drumming, how about if what we're in, this physical world, just wear this for a minute, this physical world is like an illusion, and we've been conditioned, and you've heard that many times, and wounded as humans from early childhood with rules, schooling. When the bell rings, we start school, and then we go for a break and the bell rings again, and we're sort of homogenized into this journey. And then fully enough, we leave we leave school, and we have fear of not having enough money. And I know, because I was right in there, I was so fearful of not having enough money, because to me at that time money was safety. So I thought that I knew there was something wrong unconsciously with my life, but I wasn't quite sure what it was, and I thought that money was going to fill that gap. Money was going to make me happy. And it's the same journey as I was talking to somebody in my 9 to 5 about 4 weeks ago, and he said exactly the same thing, that when he got to a certain level of enough money coming in, he still wasn't happy. And that's where I was. I'd grafted away, working really hard, as businessmen are conditioned into doing. And when I got to making good money, what I perceived as good money for us, so we could have a good standard of living, I was bored. I felt there was something more. I was looking for something more, and I wasn't sure what it was. And I must have been unconsciously turning away from things, because I got a big slap and all that was taken away from me, and here we are. So, and I'm playing Kodiak to you, and I've got all these drums behind me. So that was my journey, and I began then, as I worked with Katt, as she trained me, and believe me, I got slapped by spirit quite heavily, because my ego was getting in the way. I thought because I'd experienced some huge things, I thought that spiritual things, by the way, I thought that I was on my path and I knew everything, but spirit gave me a slapping, and I let go of my ego, and I'm still letting go of my ego. I notice it gets in the way from time to time, and but I can catch it more now, and I notice between the two. I've also done a lot of inner healing work before I came across Katt, and for whatever reason, I was put forward for Katt to train me to take these drums out. So she's not well at the minute, so if you want to connect with her or want any further information on drums, she may take messages, but I'm sort of the front man, so to speak. So anything you're interested in, let me know. If it really gets to I can't deal with it, then I'll have a chat with her and she'll let me know, because spirit will tell her whether they can help you or not. So on that note, I want to just go back to trusting in spirit. So all that what I've just explained, wrapped up and put that into a box, if you like, is me learning to trust spirit. And this illusion we're in came across my space this morning, that what happens when we have fear of, so the schooling, by the way, takes us to fear of money, lack, So we end up going to work for a certain time, the bell rings and we have our break, and then the bell rings again and we have our lunch, and then we come home, and that's what it's all about. So interestingly enough, I just looked at the timer there just to check, and it was 10:10. So 10:10's been coming into me quite a lot. So we leave school and we go back into the same thing of fear, and fear and lack of money, I think, is the biggest one that keeps us controlled by very many wealthy people. And I'm not going to go into the whys and wherefores of all that. What I want you to do is think about, if you wear that and accept it, how do we step away from that? And that's exactly what we do. We step away. We trust that the unseen and spirit will guide us. And if you're listening to this video and what I'm talking about, and this resonates with you, and you've got an alignment with the drums, you're on a path of awakening maybe, or you may be just awakening through this video. It might connect. But the whole point is we step away from that fear. We notice it's there, we allow it to be there, but we don't allow it to take us over. And again, I can do training on that and help people along the way with that, like many others. And there are many others out here that are doing this sort of work and helping others. So that's what I wanted to go through. It's a huge subject, and it may be that if one or two of you want to come on and have a chat about that, or not sure, then let me know. Let's have an interview and we can discuss it in detail more. You may not understand it, but if it resonates with you, like stepping away from the fear, not being in it, allowing it to be there, and knowing it's there for a reason to teach us, but everything is controlled by the consciousness. So if we step away from fear, we're not putting out fear, lack, not enough money, etc. We're putting out an intention that we're going to trust that wherever we're meant to be financially, in our relationships, on our spiritual path is where we're meant to be. And it's learning to let go of that and trust the journey and trusting spirit. And it's not easy by a long way. And again, if you want to talk about it some more, then let me know, message me. And if you're interested in drum circles as well, then let me know. You can go to my website, it's now live, stephenbones.com, and you can pick up some information there as well. And I just love the way things turn up and the way all this unfolds, because everything is guided by spirit in my view and my estimation. And the deeper and deeper I get into this work, and the deeper and deeper I get in with these drums, and also the other type of modalities I do, the more exciting it is, because I'm just helping people awaken, I'm helping them on the journey, and that's what it's all about. And so is Katt. She's impacting people, she paints these drums, and sometimes I have to remind her as well that she is helping so many people, and I can't do this work without her. It's so important that she stays aligned and keeps working, even though she has to be in the background now. She can't be frontline. And the reason she can't be frontline, by the way, guys, is she is so sensitive that energies affect her so much. She can sweat up very, very quickly, and she's just being around people can cause her illness, which she has to let go of. So with that, I'm closing down now. I want to thank you for being with me on this WildKatt Wednesday. These videos come out at 6 o'clock every week. If anybody wants to do a live with me on an interview, I'd be willing to do that and talk and discuss openly your views as well as discussing these views. Even if you don't even agree with what I've said, but you want to chat about it openly without judgment of each other, and just see how that lands, then that's great as well. So thanks very much for listening, everybody, and have a great rest of your day, evening, morning, wherever you are, and goodbye from Kodiak